Jins Kitchen, all of you have been honored to enjoy my new cooking show where I teach you the 4 years of skills of preparing and making food that I learned at Kendall College, and I bring it right to your door. And the best part about all of this is it's all simple stuff all of you can do at home. I want to give a big shout out to Mrs. Clark down at Kendall, holding it down there I presume, for teaching me how to make the basic food I am going to teach all of you to make today. A simple sandwich on a bagel. Now I do have my guest with me here today, Greg Lurkington.
Hi guys, big honor to be here. I'm a food enthusiast. I watch a lot of videos on FoodTube.
Yeah, so he's going to be helping me out with the food. Now let me tell you, one thing Miss Clark told me down at Kendall was that when you make a sandwich, the main trick is you want to put the buns on the toaster first and let it get a nice simmer, almost like you would do in a California roux, because we're making a Californian sauce when we're cooking, and we're going to let this get a nice simmer. We're going to turn it on nice and low, and we're going to let this simmer. You can see here we got to cook it on a nice 3, and you're going to want to just throw that on reheat. And we're going to let that simmer and cook to a nice brown crisp when we're done. It's just going to be a little crisp, a little brown. It's going to be a really nice touch of flavor. So to start off, what we got here, we have some salami and we have some ham and then a little bit of cheese. And we're going to be mixing that with a California sauce. I like to call this a soup kitchen, the whole sandwich in total. That's what we call it at the end. All right, Craig, could you pass me the ketchup? So the first ingredient for a Californian sauce, ketchup. Now this is just normal store-bought ketchup, it's nothing special. I'm pretty comfortable with it, but you're just gonna add, I don't know, say a pinch. Just do what you're comfortable with. Now, do you know you can make this proportion on how many you're making? I'm making a pretty simple dish, so I'm not gonna need that much. Now what we have here too is just some simple yellow Dijon mustard. And you're going to want to add that a little bit less than the ketchup, just by eyesight, sort of feel that out. And then you're going to want to whisk this. And after you got that whisked nicely, what you're going to want to do is add a little bit of cinnamon. Now, this isn't traditional to the Californian sauce, but I like to add, say, a little sprinkle. And if you smell some, I like to keep a clean kitchen. I like the chaos of it. Just go ahead and sweep that off and add it right back in there. And you're going to want to just mix that back up there. Make sure you get at an angle too, so you get all of it sort of going down into the bowl.
It smells good.
It's coming out really nicely.
That's probably ketchup.
Craig, could you hand me the little bit of the leaves there? Now what this is my secret ingredient, oregano leaves. Now you don't even need to tell people that there's oregano because they're not going to know. It's going to really accent the mustard really well, almost like you would have at a wet bar, per se, if you were cooking up some homemade za. It's going to really accent it really nicely. So I like to add just, I don't know, say a little pinch there, something like that. Just sort of do what you're comfortable with, and sprinkle that in. Feel free to mix that back up.
Really, my least favorite thing people do when they're making a California sauce is they don't add enough oregano in it. They'll just add like...
Okay, alright. Could you hand me the barbecue? So, last thing I like to add, a little bit of barbecue to the sauce. It's going to be a nice touch and it's going to accent the mustard really well. You're going to bite into it and it's just going to be an explosion of flavor in your mouth. Something I really like to add, it's a great touch. Just a hint, just a drop or two.
And it's really going to mix well with like this stuff from...
Can I talk to you for a second?
Okay.
Turn that off for a second. You're supposed to be on the show. I'm doing you a favor, right? Your mom calls me up. She says your nephew's failing out of school and he needs a job. Can you get him a job? I'm trying to do you a favor, and you're talking about shit you don't even know on my show. All you need to do, you thought? Oh, you thought. All you need to do is give me the sauces and sit there, okay?
Okay.
I'm trying to do a serious show, and you're bringing this bullshit on, saying all this dumb shit. Okay. You can start recording now. Sorry for that brief intermission. As I was saying, the sauce is starting to get pretty thick. You're gonna want to make sure you have the barbecue mixed in. It's almost a little too thick. What I like to do is just take it and sort of test the runniness and see how thick it is. That's a little too thick right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead. I don't like to keep it clean kitchen. Just add a little bit of water to that. And just whisk that right back up. That's nice. That's a good consistency. Now I got a little bit off, but that is completely fine. I'm just kind of want to take this and just scrape that back in. And that's the sauce. Now, what I like to do is let the meats almost marinate in it. It brings out a good flavor in them. You're going to want to marinate. It's got a good look to it. And you're going to want to just leave them on the plate there. Leave a couple of them to soak in the sauce. And you're just going to want to let it sit in there while we got a slow roast going on with the bagel too. Like I said, that's going to come out with a really nice even brown crisp. Just let the meat marinate. Like I said, you can buy all this at the store. Easy stuff to do. Hands are disgusting. And this is just ketchup and mustard. It'll come out of your shirt, no problem. You don't have to really worry about that. And after you got the meat sort of soaked in there, sort of leave it there and let it soak in, and then we're going to be checking. I'm going to go wash up really quickly, and then we're going to come back and check on the bread and see if that has a nice orange hue to it. And we're back. So, what does it smell? It smells like the bread's just about done. It looks like we're going to have a nice little orange.
Medium rare.
So we overcooked the bread a little bit, but as my teacher always liked to say, it's good for your stomach. So it's not a deal breaker. I tell you what I learned when I cooked is if you have something a little burnt, you want to get a nice marinade in that, and it's really going to bring out the flavor, and it's sort of going to mellow it down and make it a lot more edible. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go with this is fine. I'm going to go ahead and just do one more time through with the sauces, make sure I really... I'm actually going to take the bun and run that through there too. And we're just going to sort of lay these on. Just, lay that meat on there. Don't forget the cheese. And let's get to showing this baby off. And we are back. Here is the finished California soup kitchen, as I like to call it, with the Californian sauce and a normal bagel. And it looks pretty good. I think it came out pretty well. Today we have a special guest coming on the show. My very close and personal friend, Derek. Come on down here. How you doing?
Hey, I'm Darren.
no further ado, we have a nice setup here with, I would recommend orange juice. That's what I got down there. It complements the bagel very well. This flavors are just gonna bounce right off in your mouth. It's gonna be very nice. Why don't you guys go on and take a bite there?
Should you go first?
How is it?
I can definitely taste the water and the oregano.
Okay.
Looks like it's my turn. I love California soup kitchens.
Now, before you take a bite of that, really get in the right mindset and know what flavors and what's going to be bouncing off each other there before you go ahead and eat that.
I'm gonna have this bouncing off of me really hard. It's really good.
And there you have it. That is the California Soup Kitchen sandwich. I'd like to thank my guests for coming out here, and I hope everybody had a great time, and we look forward to seeing you on the next show of Jim's Kitchen Tips. Next time we're going to be making a little special sauce, a little something for Super Bowl parties, so stay tuned, and we'll see you guys next week. I want to give a shout out to my friend Robbie too for letting us use our garage. I don't know what happened. I thought we had the session booked at a professional kitchen. I get there, I try and walk in the door. They tell me, you can't go in there. I said, what's the problem? They said, you're not booked on there. I said, I don't know what to do. I called John up, my producer. He's not answering. I still haven't got an email back to him. So big shout out to Robbie for letting us use his kitchen and making this whole thing possible.